but ends up exposing shocking police misconduct. While waiting outside, two off-duty officers take issue with him filming, repeatedly pressing him for answers he doesn't have to give. One officer invades his personal space, while the other escalates the situation, approaching on-duty officers and then physically assaulting the auditor by pushing his camera away and twisting his arm. What started as a simple visit quickly turns into a disturbing display of intimidation and abuse of power.
Sir, what are you doing here?
Why are you recording police cars leaving the station? Are you planning something?
Tell me what it says. Tell me, who are you? Who are you? Don't come up to me. Don't come up to me because I will defend myself. Move away from me. Move away from me. Because you're too close. You're in my space. Now move away. I will tell you one more time. Move away from me.
It sounds like you're being threatened.
Move away. You, Section 5. That's what you're doing. You are threatening, alarming and distressing me. So go away.
What are you doing?
Do you understand? Do you understand?
I understand.
Move away.
From the moment the interaction begins, the officer's behavior goes from questioning to outright intimidation. Instead of respecting the auditor's right to remain silent, he becomes visibly frustrated, aggressively invading his personal space. With no valid reason to detain or stop the auditor, the officer resorts to intimidation tactics, stepping right up to his face, creating an environment of coercion and control. When asked to back off, the officer refuses, forcing the auditor to move him away. But here's the shocking part. The officer then plays the victim, accusing the auditor of being threatening, despite being the one who initiated the confrontation. This is a classic case of misusing authority to provoke a reaction, then flipping the narrative to justify further action. Legally, the officer's actions cross the line into misconduct. Under Section 5 of the Public Order Act 1986, it is an offence to use threatening, abusive, or disorderly behaviour that causes harassment, alarm, or distress. Yet that's exactly what he's doing by invading personal space, provoking conflict, and refusing to back off when instructed.
I don't need to move away.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
You're in my space. Move away.
Why are you recording police
Move
cars?
away. Move away from me.
Sir, what are you doing
Move away from me.
What are you doing
Move away from me.
Sir, I'm asking you
Move
kindly.
away from me. Listen,
asking
and I'm
you
telling
kindly,
you to
what are you
move
doing in
away
front of the
from
police
me.
station?
Move away from me.
Sir, what are you doing
Move
here?
away.
I'm not going to move. I'm in front of the police station. I'm in
I don't
public
care.
space.
Yeah,
I
you're in
do
my
not-
space.
No, I'm
You've
in a
walked
public
You've
domain.
walked right up to me. You've walked
I'm
right.
asking you.
Yeah.
I'm
How would you like
asking
if I walked right up into your face?
You can walk up.
Yeah.
There you go.
And what?
There you go.
The tension escalates as the auditor repeatedly tells the officer to move away. The officer, still pressing forward, justifies his actions by saying, "I'm in front of the police station. I'm in a public space." This statement completely destroys his own argument. The officer is admitting that he has every right to stand there simply because.
All right, pause right here. This is where these encounters always go sideways. The moment security claims private land without proof, that's the red flag. Because saying it doesn't make it true, and the law doesn't run on vibes.
Because it's a public space. Yet this is the very same right the auditor is exercising by recording. If the officer believes that being in a public space justifies his presence, then why does he have an issue with the auditor doing the same? This is a textbook example of double standards. When it benefits the officer, public space means freedom to act as he pleases. But when it applies to the auditor, suddenly there's a problem. The issue isn't public space, it's the fact that the auditor is recording, and rather than admit he has no authority to stop it, the officer is resorting to intimidation and hypocrisy.
What's your name, sir?
Go away.
What's your name?
Go away.
What are you doing
Go
here?
away. Look
Why
at
are you
you.
recording
Look
these
at you.
vehicles?
Look at you.
Sir.
Don't step close to me. Don't
Sir.
step close. Don't step close. Don't step close
Sir,
to
stop
me.
pushing me.
Listen, don't step close to me.
I'm not stepping
You
close to you. I'm
are.
asking you a
You're on
question.
camera.
I'm
You're on
asking
camera.
you a
Stop
question.
lying.
I'm asking you a question.
Don't step
What
close
are you
to me.
doing
Who
here?
are you?
My name's Stefan Astasi. I'm a police officer.
Get your warrant card out and show me.
I have done that already.
Show me again. I didn't see
I
it. You
don't-
was too close to me.
Well, I've showed you
No,
already.
you didn't move.
Under Section 2 of the Police and Criminal Evidence Act 1984, PACE, when an officer is conducting a stop or using their police powers, they must identify themselves by name, station, and show their warrant card if not in uniform. While the officer claims he has done this, the law also requires that the individual must have a reasonable opportunity to verify the officer's identity. Since the auditor clearly states that the officer was too close for him to properly see the card, he has a legitimate reason to ask for it again. The officer's refusal to show his warrant card again raises serious concerns. If he had nothing to hide, he could have simply displayed it again and de-escalated the situation. Instead, his actions create suspicion and undermine police accountability. Officers are required to act with transparency and professionalism, yet here we see the opposite. An officer ignoring basic identification protocols and escalating the encounter through intimidation.
Yes, I did.
You're
I
recording
don't care.
it. We're not
Yes, I
going to
did.
allow you to record our.
Oh, well, go away then.
No, you go away.
I'm not going
Why are
anywhere.
you recording? Why are you here?
Don't ask me questions.
Are you well, sir?
Don't ask
Are
me
you
questions.
mentally
Don't
unwell?
ask me questions. I said go away. You're harassing me now.
I'm
Are
not
you
harassing you.
really-
I'm
Section
asking
5, you're harassing me. You're causing me
asking you a
alarm
simple
and
question.
distress. Now go away.
I'm sorry to hear that. I'm asking a simple
You're sorry to hear
question.
that. So
Yes.
you like committing offences, do you?
I'm not committing
Yes,
any
you are.
offences.
You've stepped right in front of me. You're causing me a Section 5,
What's a Section
a
5?
Public Order Act.
What do you
Section
mean?
5 of the Public Order Act. You are causing me alarm, harassment and distress. Now go away.
This moment is deeply concerning. Here we have an officer who doesn't even know what Section 5 of the Public Order Act is, a fundamental piece of legislation related to disorderly conduct. Section 5 specifically covers behavior that causes harassment, alarm, or distress to others, and is often cited in public order situations. It's a basic aspect of police work, especially in cases involving confrontational encounters or public disturbances. The fact that the officer seems completely unaware of this law raises serious questions about his training and competence.
I don't need to go away. I'm asking you. I'm asking
Are you
what
detaining me? Are you detaining me?
Not yet.
Not yet. Not at all. Get out of here.
You can't.
Get
record
out of here.
police
So you
cars.
touch
You
me and
can't
that's
do
an assault. Of course I can do what I want.
Sir,
Don't,
please
just
stop.
go away from me.
I'm asking you
Shut
nicely
up.
to stop.
I don't care if
recording.
you're asking me lightly, and I won't
Okay.
stop recording.
Then
No.
tell me why you recording.
No, I'm not going to tell you nothing.
Why are you recording?
Stop recording.
Hey, that's an assault.
Stop recording. You're under
That's
arrest.
assault.
Stop
Under
recording.
arrest for what?
Give me your hands.
Oh,
Give me
hold
that.
on a second. Hold on a second. You can go what she just assaulted me. Assaulted me.
What's happening?
It's on camera. It's okay. It's okay. It's on camera.
This is a serious abuse of power. The officer has just used unlawful force against someone who was committing no crime, had not been warned about any offence, and was simply recording in a public space. Under Section 3 of the Criminal Law Act 1967, police officers can only use force when it is necessary, reasonable, and proportionate to prevent a crime or lawfully detain someone. In this case, the auditor had not committed any offence, nor had he been given any lawful instruction to stop recording. Smacking the camera and twisting his arm is not only unjustified use of force, but also meets the definition of common assault under Section 39 of the Criminal Justice Act 1988. Since any unlawful physical contact without consent is classified as assault. Furthermore, the arrest itself appears unlawful. Under Section 24 of PACE, an arrest must be necessary and proportionate, and the officer must clearly state the offence at the time of arrest. Here, the auditor was not committing any crime, and the officer failed to immediately provide a lawful reason, meaning the arrest is potentially false imprisonment, which is grounds for legal action against the police. Now, in the video, Yardley Ski explains what happened while his camera was taken from him after the assault. He then gets it back and starts recording again.
My camera was snatched from the tripod and the filming was stopped. If you could hear, the female plainclothes police officer said you are under arrest.
That's an assault. That's assault. Under arrest for what?
I did not know why she decided to arrest me, but I know she had assaulted me by twisting my arm behind my back. She was the one that also grabbed the phone from the tripod. I was then held again with my hands behind my back by the two officers who had exited the car. About 5 other officers came out and stood in front of me. I was held like this for about 5 minutes. During this time there was a big huddle and many officers were saying he's an auditor. It was
Notice what didn't happen here: no investigation, no verification, no independent assessment. The officer just copy-pastes security's claim and runs with it. And that's a huge problem, because police don't enforce opinions, they enforce law.
after about 5 minutes. I was handed back my phone by one of the officers. I then switched it back on and started to film.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Right. I don't know what's happened.
Okay.
So, my name is Sergeant Robertson.
Yep.
I'm currently the Section Sergeant responsible for the emergency response team at this current time.
Okay.
I was aware that you wished to make a complaint. You'd been asked to wait inside the front office until one of the public access officers could speak to you and arrange whatever you needed to be done and dealt with. And if you needed to speak to a sergeant for that to be done.
Okay.
I understand something since has happened. I don't really know what. I'm trying to ascertain what has happened.
Okay.
Okay. But I can see the officers that were initially involved from CID are no longer here.
Okay.
So I need to find out who they are and what their account is.
The sergeant then reveals a key detail. The officers involved were from CID. CID officers are plainclothes detectives who typically investigate serious crimes like fraud, drug offences and violent crimes. While they do have the same powers of arrest as uniformed officers, they must still follow the law, including PACE, the Code of Ethics and Use of Force regulations. While CID officers have authority, they cannot act above the law. The fact that they left the scene after assaulting and unlawfully detaining the auditor suggests they knew they had overstepped and didn't want to face accountability. This was not policing, it was an abuse of position, plain and simple.
If I can ask you to wait back in the front office at this moment in time, I will try to find someone to come and promptly deal with your complaint, as I believe it is.
No, that's a separate complaint.
Okay.
I want them to, I need them to be charged.
So if you wish for them to be, and a further complaint to be made, that can be done and dealt with, but I need the time to identify who they were and what's happened.
Okay, so let me...
I've literally just come down to find out.
So let me just say this, Sergeant. I've just been stood there with my hands behind my back.
Okay.
Yeah. Technically under arrest.
Okay.
Yeah.
As in, have you been told you are under arrest?
I'm sure that's what the woman said. Yeah.
Which woman, sorry?
The one that assaulted me.
CID?
I don't know where she is. She was in. She was plainclothes.
Right.
Once an officer states that someone is under arrest, they are legally required to follow proper arrest procedures under Section 28 of PACE. This means the individual must be clearly informed that they are under arrest, given the specific reason for their arrest at the time it happens, and the officer must ensure that the arrest is necessary and proportionate under Section 24 of PACE. However, in this case, the auditor was physically assaulted, told he was under arrest, and then seemingly abandoned without further action. This raises serious legal concerns, including false imprisonment, which occurs when someone is detained without legal authority. If the officer placed him under arrest but then walked away without officially processing him, it means he was left unlawfully detained with no legal justification.
Right, I'm sure that's what she said. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been held by 2 police officers. Because if I wasn't under arrest or detained, either one of them, then they'd have had no right to... One second. Yeah? I would have had no right for them to be holding on to me, first and foremost, because that would have been an assault, because I wouldn't have been detained and I wouldn't have been under arrest. So therefore, somebody's assaulted me if that's not the case, right? Firstly. Secondly, I want to know why everybody's disappeared and nobody's telling me, with a bit of paper, who these people were. Because the guys that was holding me didn't identify themselves. The 2 that went off, I think the woman identified herself initially in the beginning.
Right.
Yeah. I can't remember what her name is, probably on thing, but the guy didn't. He said he's not going to identify something like that.
Even more concerning, the officers involved never properly identified themselves while using their powers, leaving the auditor in a situation where he was being detained without knowing who was even detaining him. In this case, the officers not only failed to meet these basic legal requirements, but also used force and declared an arrest without ensuring the auditor had clarity on the situation. Being detained by unidentified officers with no clear reason stated is a serious violation of procedure and accountability. This level of recklessness and lack of accountability is exactly why people demand transparency from the police.
And so I don't know who they are. Okay. So I need some paperwork.
So this bit of paper
No, don't worry about this bit of paper. This has got nothing to do with this particular thing. This is my initial complaint. Yeah? So I had business to be near. First and foremost, let me just say that. They came out and they was asking me, what am I doing filming? I'm in a public place, I can film. I don't need, right, and I don't need to answer them. I don't need to account for myself being here to them who, I don't know who they are, in plainclothes people. They could be random people, right? They could be random people.
He reminds the sergeant that he was in a public place where he has every legal right to record. Without hesitation, the sergeant agrees, saying, "Exactly." This simple acknowledgement exposes a much deeper issue. If the sergeant understands that filming in public is perfectly legal, why didn't the 2 officers who escalated the situation? This raises serious concerns about police training, professionalism, and possible bias in how officers choose to enforce the law. There are 2 possibilities here. Either the officers genuinely didn't know that public photography is legal, which would suggest a serious lack of training, or they knew it was legal but decided to harass and intimidate the auditor anyway.
Secondly, the guy, stood up to me, and I'm just going to step towards you, Sergeant. This is not in an aggressive manner. We're standing quite a distance from each other. This guy kept on standing up to me this close, and it's on my film, and if not closer. We're the same.
So you felt it provocative?
No, he caused me to be alarmed, harassed and distressed. Not only did he cause that, I told him, that is what he's doing.
To drive his point home, the auditor physically demonstrates to the sergeant exactly how one of the officers was distressing him by getting in his face and invading his personal space. The sergeant immediately looks uncomfortable, and that's without the aggression or authority that the officer had during the real interaction. If the sergeant, a senior officer, feels uneasy after just a few seconds, imagine how the auditor felt when an officer did this repeatedly, up close, and with clear intent to intimidate. The auditor made it explicitly clear to the officer at the time. He verbally told the officer that his behavior was causing him alarm, harassment, and distress, yet instead of backing off, the officer continued doing it anyway.
You will have this on your recording.
It will be on my recording.
Are you happy to provide that, for that to be reviewed?
Only if they're getting charged.
Well, a sergeant would need to review that prior to. We can't just charge someone without evidence. As I'm sure you can understand. That would be.
I'll provide it via Axon.
That's fine.
Yeah,
we can send you Axon.
Send me an Axon. I'll
be reviewed, and a decision can be made if there was any unlawful use of force or anything that needs to be dealt with. I can't deal with that right now.
I know you can't.
Well, I'm trying to assist you.
But I need to know who they are.
If you can just step back inside to the station office, I will. As I said, I've not been here when they're here. I need to go back in and find out who they are. That's a reasonable thing, if you can understand. And then I'll come down and make sure that you provide those details, and that a sergeant comes down
and some paperwork.
If you require paperwork, you'll be provided with it.
I need
even if it's as basic as who those officers details.
Well, I need a cab number at least, because the cab would have been.
Won't be created on this circumstance because
Why not?
It's not a call to police. It's something that's happened in the front office, so we don't need a cab number. It can be managed by us on our systems.
This response is highly questionable. While not every interaction requires a CAD number, it is common practice for incidents involving a complaint against officers, use of force, or an alleged assault to be logged. The fact that this involved physical force, an attempted arrest, and a serious allegation of misconduct makes it highly unusual for no CAD to be created. Under the College of Policing's guidance on incident recording, police forces are required to record and log all reportable incidents, particularly those involving complaints, use of force, or allegations of misconduct. The sergeant suggesting that this can be handled internally instead of issuing a CAD raises serious concerns about transparency.
So if there's anything, if we put on like a crime report or an intelligence report, then you can be provided with that reference.
Okay.
Well, regardless.
But I want a criminal action against these two.
As I said,
I'm not going to go in there and film if anybody's in that lobby.
If you can wait here, take a seat inside. It's entirely up to you. Now, it is recorded on CCTV inside the front office for your own safety.
I didn't cause no disturbance in there. I was out here.
Well, I'll have a look see if there's anyone inside for you to touch in. Well, there's no one in here at the time.
Okay, cool.
So if you're happy to come in, take a seat.
So this is the foyer inside. Wow. What kind of nonsense just happened?
From the moment the off-duty CID officers confronted the auditor, it was clear they had no legitimate reason to challenge him. Instead of respecting his right to film in public, they escalated the situation through intimidation, invading his personal space, pressing him for answers he didn't have to give, and ultimately assaulting him by smacking his camera away and twisting his arm. Worse still, one officer declared he was under arrest without stating a legal reason. To make matters worse, the officers failed to identify themselves properly, a basic requirement under Section 2 of PACE, and then disappeared from the scene without taking any accountability. This wasn't just a bad interaction, it was a serious failure of police professionalism. This raises an important question. If the auditor hadn't recorded this, how easily could this have been covered up? This episode highlights a serious lack of accountability within policing, and now that this footage exists, the question is, will the officers responsible face consequences, or will this just be another case of police misconduct ignored? That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me continue with my independent coverage. Also, don't forget to check out Yardley Ski Auditing. His channel is linked in the description. Show him some love. Thanks for watching. This was Rate the Audit, and I'll see you in the next one.